welcome as we travel far beyond the stars for another exciting episode of Strange Lore. My name is Philip, and I'm the Strange Master. And above me, where all women belong.
I get where you were going with that.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Oh my god.
You're just tall Bachman, and we're high above you.
Oh gosh. Okay. You want to take that again, Philip?
I don't even, because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse.
Have you been saying Far Beyond the Stars every time when you open?
Sometimes I reference it. Hi, my name's Philip. I'm the Strange Master. It's a ridiculous name, but it's what we are having. And joining me are our wonderful players. They are above me. I mean that geographically in how the thing is lining up. I don't mean in weird ways. Hi, players.
It's not Friday night, Philip.
Yeah, it's not, and yet it feels like Saturday morning.
It does.
Hello, players. How are you both doing today?
Awesome.
Great. It's Lauren and
better
Liv.
than ever.
Well enough.
Hello, Book and Dagger. I actually will tell you that when I saw what you chatted at first, I was confused what it meant. But then, when your next thing popped up and you said message was go here, I was like, aha! Now I understand about months and multiples of 13. But yeah, we're here for more of our sort of pulp magazine, planetary romance, dual narrative adventure called Strange Lore, where a lot of fun stuff happens, in ways that really do surprise me, and we're just kind of rolling with whatever happens for this one, and I like it. So let's talk a little bit about the story so far. And I guess, you know what, interestingly, we need to catch Louise up on what happened. Alice won't know as much, although we can probably presume Corinna sort of gave her the rundown of her meeting. So, yes. So after, you guys have been working at Premier Periodicals, Ted Fountain is a new addition. He has been writing a story about Corinna, a hidden princess on the far-off planet of Tinnerval, who is visited by a human Olympian named Alice. The two of them, Alice Clifton, the two of them have some strange bond. He wrote a chapter that he discarded in which that bond became romantic. But Cora has recovered those pages and kept them, and Louise has been trying to find a way to sort of paint that scene in a way that is kind of the scene of the two of them floating naked among the stars. Just for, I guess, her own personal fulfillment. But he then, basically Ted then carried on the story, this time having Cora and Alice meet the same loudmouth mystery gentleman named Lazos, whom he had a friendly duel with Corinna, who was in disguise as Karos, a male. They're doing that to throw suspicion off of them because the druids are after a mystery woman, and now a mystery woman traveling with an exotic woman. So now they are traveling as a mystery male and an exotic woman, and we're figuring that's good enough. So as Corinna engaged in a duel with Karos, Alice leapt into the fray with nothing but a wrench, dueled Lozos, and sort of prevented him from cutting off Corinna's doublet, thereby exposing the charade.
Lozos or Lesbos?
Lozos is that guy's name, but that would be an appropriate name for. I don't know what's happening.
Half of our shows because of me.
Basically. Yeah, it's just you two, whatever. There was a funny moment last week where, I can even I'll actually get to that in story. So the point is, Lozos, impressed with this slight young man, Karos, and his really impressive girlfriend, said he knew someone who might be interested in talking to them. He put them up in a secret sort of inn, hidden, where they went to sleep. And because of how it's being written out, definitely there was no funny business. Subsequent to this, the next morning, Lozos came and sort of summoned Karos for a meeting with said person. But in the real world, I guess I should say the real world part, in the real world, and one of the major stakeholders in Premier periodicals showed up to kind of look into stuff. Her name is Sandra Appleyard. Or it's not Sandra, I'm sorry, it's Sandra. It's very specific. Is that right, Lauren? It's not Sandra, it's not Sandra, it's Sandra. It's like
Sandra.
It's like sand, it's like
Sandra.
It's not Sandra, it's Sandra.
Sandra.
Anyway, Sandra Appleyard showed up in her peplum suit with her mink, and she kind of just, took things over. She heard about the story. Mr. Bliss was incredibly obsequious to her. Ted was kind of bemused. Cora, I guess, would you say, was nervous?
Yeah.
And the shtick was that Louise was just busy painting. And, like, they would ask her questions. She'd be like, kind of that stuff. So, whatever. Louise was working on a painting. But, this woman was told by Mr. Bliss, being very obsequious, that, she loved the idea that it was some women in the story. Mr. Bliss said, I told him to make them sisters so there's no funny business. She said, why is it that anyone thinks that if there's two women together, they're more than friends? And in my mind, I'm like, because just anytime we put Lauren and Liv in a game together, like, that's not even my doing. That's just what they do. If they're not explicitly falling in love, they're giving each other erotic foot rubs with,
Look, that was the dice, okay? That was the dice.
It's always the dice. Yeah, the dice.
The dice are just really horny for like
dice.
some good homoerotic
The
fiction.
dice
Yeah,
on
for
this channel are gay as hell.
Sapphic relationships.
The dice are like, give me women and give
Gay
me
as hell.
Dracula and Everett. That's what the dice on this channel
That's
want.
true. Look, I'm just playing as Dracula and Everett, not Everett and a horse.
I have dry shampoo. But also, I'm glad that the dice didn't do that to Everett.
That was the greatest.
Oh my god, gasp.
Sorry, Lauren, that was so random.
It was a gasp.
So random. Uninspired.
A gasp about dry shampoo. Congratulations, you've got it all right.
No, you don't understand. Because ever since the stream started, I was like, man, I should have gotten my dry shampoo. It was right under my computer the whole time.
Girl.
Oh boy. All right.
I get so punchy during these, and I don't know why.
Boy.
I think it's just this is a different time. It's a different time of day. In any case, so this woman is kind of Sandra Appleyard was sort of, making the office kind of complex, but looking at her, Ted got the idea for a character, and thus Karos went alone with Lozos to meet an individual who also had some issues with the Dirigil, the sort of Kaysgid sort of governing body. This woman's name was Shanopia of Hybendzar, a wealthy Chrysene, so she was a sort of gold beetle person with these very kind of like, fancy antennae moving around. She rather quickly sniffed out Karos's secret. And after getting some information about that attack from Corinna, sent Lozos away and sort of said, I can smell that you're a woman, and I understand you're hideout in this, but more than that, thanks to 2 vital successes in a row that Anna rolled, which was preposterous. She not only smelled Corinna's true identity, she also smelled Corinna's magical scepter and said, whoa, that's one of those, let me see it. Corinna basically decided, might as well trust the fancy beetle woman to some extent, although she refused to tell her family name. And basically, long story short, yeah, right, Shanopia took Corinna in as a sort of one of her operatives, as a person who could maybe work for her in her attempted disruption of Kaysgid ends. Assuming that a mystery like Corinna would hope, especially one with royal heritage, or at least who has her hands on one of those scepters, would want to, do everything she could to stop the Kaysgid. So, Corinna then, Corinna also said, I want to get my friend home. And she was like, tell me your real name and I'll make sure we get your friend home. So there's maybe something with that. But in any case, she is sort of sent off. Oh, but she's also given a much more convincing disguise for a young male mystery, sort of very stylish clothing. So now Corinna came out wearing a much more convincing hat or chapeau In fact, I think it is probably contractually required that we refer to it as a chapeau and not a hat. You went out. Lozos was impressed. The two, Lozos and Corinna offered to have dinner with Lozos that night because it did seem that Shanopia was kind of like, okay, now that you've got Lozos here, that was a good job to get Lozos here, but stop messing around with him because he's an idiot. Corinna has returned to Alice to sort of speak with her in the secret inn. So that's where we'll be restarting that story, presumably. Or maybe Ted will skip ahead. However, in the real world, Ted finished this. He described the beetle character. Sandra, I'll never be able to say it. She insisted that this be a cover. It's just the sound of this beetle woman who she did not understand was talking about her. She's like, oh, she's perfect. Have that be the cover. So Louise was like, great. So now this illustration I worked on all day is for something else. So Louise, you now have to paint a picture of a magical beetle alien lady. Ted decided to leave a little early. Sandra said, no, I'm going to go with you and get you seats behind home plate, which was interesting. Cora gave Mr. Bliss an antacid and then read the chapter. I don't know Cora's suspicion, if what Cora thinks about Ted going to the ball game with that lady, or Cora's opinion on the lady, but perhaps we'll get into it today. But
Cora's just happy to see a woman in power, honestly.
There you go. But in any case, I thought Cora might have some other suspicions about Ted. In any case, we will now resume our tale in the offices of Premier Periodicals. This is a D100 system. I feel like I should say that to my players. Also, if either of you need to roll any improvements on our last game, or any last games, we may want to do that. If you still have boxes checked, go ahead and roll to improve. And as a recap, because anyone watching, we're using the basic role-playing system from Chaosium, so this is a D100 percentile system. If you have your box checked, what you'll do is you'll roll a D100. If you roll over the number, congratulations, you improve. You get to roll a D10 and add that to the score. The higher your number is, statistically, the harder it is to improve. If you actually ever roll a 96 or higher on any number, you do get to roll to improve. So you always have a 5% chance. So if you guys need to do any of that, you can. Lauren, are you caught up, or do you have improvements to make?
I'm good.
You're good. Then Lauren.
I have a few.
You have a few. Lauren, would you please roll me a D8?
Yes.
Yes, chef.
Yeah. 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
A little warmer today. Every day this opens with you rolling a D8, and that's telling the temperature sort of somewhat related to yesterday. If you wonder why I'm always rolling the D8, because it's always like, what's the temperature in the office? So it's a little warmer today. I mean, it is baseball season, so makes sense. Cora and Louise. Actually, both of you make a luck roll. Let's see who's this is. Not that being in early is lucky, but we'll see who's in first to the office.
45.
What degree of success is that?
Success, just regular.
Normal success.
32, also normal.
Well, then in that case, you're both in basically at normal time.
On time.
You're both in on time. Perhaps you even we'll say you guys ride up in the elevator together. Louise, you know that you have a big beetle painting to sort of finish today. Cora, you read the pages from last week and understand sort of the you kind of get where the story's going. But the two of you get in the elevator. You can say your good mornings, but as you sort of ride up, is there anything you'd like to discuss or talk about? And if not, it's totally if this game's also more casual, so we can just sort of I'm kind of just like, role play if you want to, or if you need a prompt, let me know and I'll have something happen. I'm cool either way.
Sorry, something got caught in my throat.
Probably your dry shampoo. Aerosolized is the problem.
No, I think they just like chit chat, like nothing worth role playing right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna fill Cora in about this ice cream vendor who just like does magic tricks with your ice cream.
And Cora will be thrilled about it.
It's just, it seems so mean. Like, it's amazing, but oh my gosh.
Oh, I love that. I love a good trick, as long as it's not mean-spirited, because, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but I love a good gag every now and then. Cora did not understand the humor in saying that.
There wasn't any. I'm just that person.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The elevator opens.
There's a mood today.
You guys can. When is there not a mood? Genuinely, like, what are you even like? Where this is just.
Poor Philip.
It's poor me. Whatever. I'm fine. I don't care. I have a Lego cigarette and unlimited data and no roaming. So as the elevator doors open, Cora and Louise can make their way into the Premier Periodical offices. The office is already open, Cora, which is not unheard of, but is unusual at this hour. Typically, you're usually the first person here. Sometimes someone like Louise might be here. Occasionally, someone who does layout might be here. And there's plenty of people who have the key, but as you sort of approach, the office door is already open. A couple of lights are on.
Okay, I'll go in and kind of knock on the frame of the door and just say, good morning.
Sort of turning back from like one of the sort of the desks, which is not the desk that he's usually at, is George. George is one of the other writers, but he's looking through other desks right now. George is kind of a man in his probably like early 40s. He's kind of he's got sort of like, you know, that like 40s 50s sort of just like he looks strong but real doughy kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Little barrel chest, kind of like back before muscle definition was considered good. Yeah.
Deja vu. Have we had this conversation on stream before?
No, but he's described the boxer similarly, but not.
No,
dope.
the boxer's not like a boxer's. Yeah, the boxer's like boxer's. Boxer's not. I mean, okay.
The language he used was similar, and I know what you're saying, and I think it's when he was describing the boxer.
Mega deja vu. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was just funny. But yes, I do know exactly what you are talking about.
I would like to.
Like Shatner and TOS.
Sure, or like Robert Mitchum.
Yeah.
If you know who Robert Mitchum is from like old movies, he's just kind of like, I'm big, but also, yeah, steak.
Not making it seem like I'm not being accusatory, but I'm just gonna say, oh, good morning, George. Are you looking for something that I can help you with?
Huh? Oh,
And Cora will go over to whichever desk he's at and close the drawer and be like, I'm sure whatever you're looking for, I can find for you.
I know what I'm looking for. I was looking for typewriter ribbon. Mine's out.
I've got that right over here. And she'll like take like assertively, not like aggressively, just like, oh, and take him over to the tapes and hand him one and be like,
Is Louise noticing this happening?
Yeah.
And she'll just say, just let me know if you need anything else, all right?
Do I get the sense that there's anything off with him?
You can make a read person roll if you'd like, Louise. Using Louise's stats, which are now stats. And hey, Louise, before you make this read person roll, would you like to add any of your 200 points to this skill?
Not right now.
Great.
I want to see what I got before I do anything.
I would also like to do something.
Okay.
Wait, well, go ahead, Liv.
28. That's a hard success.
A 28 with a hard success. George is, to use a term that won't arise for 60 plus years, George is being very sus right now. 70 years? Will the term not appear for 70 years?
Maybe.
When did kids start saying sus?
I think like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, that's 70 years then, because this is 47.
So, Cora would like
He's
to...
shisty. That's a word they used, right?
Is it?
I mean, shady is probably a term as well.
Shifty.
Shifty, yeah, shifty. I'm
Cora
sure.
would like to retrace his steps
Safety a bad word.
and investigate to see if she can determine like what he was looking for or where, like if he left anything open. Using an investigate, and I would like to add 20 points to investigate.
You can add 20 points. I will. Should I be more? Yeah. That's perfect. Add 20 points. I love that to investigate. I may do the grounded rules that we're not doing for the other one, where for your human characters, if you ever want to go above 75, you may need to add. You have to spend 2 points instead of 1 to do so to like get yourself real high. But you literally just went to 75, so you're great. Okay, so make your roll for investigate.
32.
32, another hard success. Wow. So Alice, so instantly as you guys walk in, you can tell that something is wrong with old George Turner. George is, yes, Alice. George is being very being very suspicious.
I checked. It doesn't have any bad connotations. I was like, why didn't you guys make a face when I said shiesty? And I was worried.
Oh, I didn't make a face.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was thinking about it.
I was like, is that one of the words that we use and aren't aware of bad etymology? But
I'm sure it is.
well, the Germans did use it, but it doesn't look like it was anti-Semitic. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I'd know if it were.
Yeah.
But it's possible. Every once in a while, I learn stuff about my own people.
So
anyway,
he is acting. He is being suspicious. There's something. He definitely was coming in here quick. He's looking for typewriter ribbon, but like he also said that in a very weird thing. He is sweating now, Louise. Although, and I mean it is a little warm, but it's kind of, he's probably sweating for sort of more than that. He also, I mean, and George doesn't really. George is not like impolite to you guys. He's not like a huge chauvinist or anything, but I'm sure there's some part where he's like, thank God they just saw me. They won't put anything together, they won't get me in trouble, It would have been bad if this was a man. So he's sort of moving through, but he's definitely is up to something, Louise. You have no doubt of that. Cora, from your investigation, you sort of pinpoint the desks. You notice that he did set his briefcase is on his desk closed. So he hasn't, he literally, he may have beat you guys by like 5 minutes or something. Yes, he would have been looking through various desks on the way, but given where he was and where his desk is, it looks like he was just going through the desks of all the other writers.
Okay.
You had a hard success.
Yeah.
I'll even say that as you just kind of like do your own little walkthrough or whatever, you notice his typewriter ribbon does not look at all used up.
Okay. I'll just I'll glance over at, is Louise still like surveying things?
Louise is just kind of like, inching closer, and
So Cora will just give her the like look and go to make coffee.
Okay.
Was there something wrong?
You guys can easily, having coffee, have a conversation without him hearing you. Yes.
I'm not sure, but it didn't really seem like he was looking in the right places for what he needed, allegedly, if you know what I mean.
What was he looking for? The
Typewriter tape, but his typewriter's full. So, I don't know.
Something's a little off.
Well, he was being a snoop, that's all I know. Here you go. And she'll hand the coffee.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I'd just keep an eye out on your drawers. Is your locking mechanism working?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I don't keep anything worth stealing here unless he wants some paintbrushes and, random bits and bobs. What do you think he was looking for?
I don't know. George, he doesn't. What do I know about George?
Ooh, what do we know about George?
Can I roll? Can I roll for it?
Yeah, let's roll for it. I'm gonna have you make a couple of rolls, but this is actually what we're gonna. You work here, you get it, you understand these people. We're gonna have a roll to see what sort of. This is more about like what George has done, what you know George to be like, what his vibe has been. So please give me first, roll a D100. This is going to be George's general pleasantness as a
51.
51. George, this is then especially out of the ordinary, because George is neither a nice nor mean guy. With a 51, George is incredibly straight down the middle when it comes to unpleasantness. George has bad days. He has good days, but he never has extreme days. George is
He's
very
usually
kind of
polite.
yeah.
Doesn't get in the way. Doesn't go out of his way.
Yeah. Like George probably wouldn't help you, but he wouldn't laugh at you. You know? That kind of guy. So
Right.
him doing something so specific like this does feel a bit weird, Cora. It feels strange that he's here early. You've also you have never seen George here early. I'll say that's a definite thing. I want you to roll another D100 for me. You know what? Actually, wait. This is not as good for kind of like this is kind of a thing. If you can get 3d6 handy, let's do that. Because 3d6 is actually better for kind of a curve.
I have them because I'm lazy and I didn't put them away.
I love that. This is going to be a roll for George's finances.
I'm sorry, how many?
3d6, and you'll add them all together.
Yep.
Not bad. 6, 5, and 3.
6, 5, and 3.
Worked.
Okay, that is a little ahead of the curve then with a 14. Your understanding is that George makes pretty good money here, and you think that George already has some money as well. Like, you know, George wants to be a writer, he wants to be an author, and he's now a paid writer, which is, you know, what so many people aspire to. But in his case, he's probably a guy who was able to like hone his craft on someone else's dime early on. He's not like exorbitantly wealthy, but he clearly has some kind of financial cushion. And now I want you to roll. This one will be a detect vibe. Give me a detect vibe, Cora, using your own info. Louise, why don't you do a detect vibe as well? You guys are going to be detecting different vibes based on your different positions in the office.
Ooh, and I get a bonus.
Oh, you do? Yikes. Okay, cool.
Oh, wait. Oh, detect vibe, not read person. Okay, it's still under, but just barely. It's a 59.
59. So
19.
So a normal success for Louise and Cora. What was yours is?
Oh, that's just a hard.
Hard success. Great. Okay, so, Louise. The vibe around the office of George, as far as things in the bullpen goes, George is pretty sort of friendly with the other writers. He seems to like some degree of like, you know, like we're all in a little fraternity of writing and whatever. He's very happy to always go have lunch with someone else or whatever. With a regular success, you don't think there are any significant rivalries or bad blood he has with anyone else in the office. He's not, he doesn't have like a beef with anybody. Cora, with your harder success, a person who you do think that George has some unpleasant stuff with is actually no one in this office. But George has some problems with Mr. Ullman, who is the owner of Premier Periodicals up on a higher level. George has there's some weird bad blood.
Do I have any indication as to why, or if him looking through other writers' desks would be connected to that, or is that just something?
That is a very interesting question. I'll let you do an analyze on that, Cora. Would you like to put any addition? You could put 10 points into that for free, or you could spend more than 10 to go higher than that.
I'll do 10 points for free.
Great. Okay. I'll adjust your total.
Okay.
Cool. Great.
That is a 34.
A
So-
34.
Wait. Once you change it.
It will. I think it'll be under once you change it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. You
Oh,
were
I
shaking
haven't
it.
changed it yet. Sorry. Yes.
I saw your
there we
box.
go. I changed the one below. It is now, and you roll that with your bonus?
No. Wait.
No, I have dry shampoo.
We'll keep the 34.
Dry shampoo. Great. Perfect. A 34 is a hard success. The only thing that you can think of. This is a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But the only person in here who you have felt there has been any kind of like weird sort of stuff going on with Mr. Ullman, or who they've referenced Mr. Ullman, who's come down here because of Mr. Ullman, and this is more recent, would be Ted. Mr. Ullman didn't want Ted to leave the company when whatever happened sent him down here. So now Ted's here at Mr. Ullman's like insistence that like he kind of just got Mr. Ullman's like, no, I don't want to lose Ted, so we're keeping him in this thing.
Okay.
You also remember that a couple of weeks ago, and there's no way you would remember this because, my God, games. When Ted came in with his black eye, he gave Mr. Bliss some pages of some story. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
He like walked in and handed him some unrelated thing. And Mr. Bliss was like, great. And you do recall them referencing Mr. Ullman in the course of talking about that. So maybe Mr. Ullman has him on some new job or some new project. You're not sure what.
Okay. I will choose to keep this to myself.
Copy that. Okay. Wow. God, sorry, Louise.
I don't
It's
like
cold.
to speculate.
It's okay.
If anything else comes up, I'll let you know. But
Hot coffee, cold gossip.
yeah,
Well,
I don't want to spread any ill will.
Mhm.
I don't have enough information, okay?
Of course. But so for now, you guys are kind of wondering what's going on. In any case, more people are coming into the office. You're hearing the standard, oh, coffee smells good. Ha, 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 ha. Sure is good to be here in the first half of the 20th century. As everyone is kind of coming into the office, Mr. Bliss comes in and is, you can bring him his coffee as usual.
She'll be doing her typical morning
Understood.
stuff.
Mr. Bliss will kind of do the motion over to you, Louise, and say, so I just want to be very specific that Miss Appleyard really wants this cover with the Beetle Woman to look good. So Louise, I need you to do your best work on this, okay?
Well, I never don't do my best work.
I understand, but I need this one to be very good. Very
Okay.
eye-catching, very pretty. Do you need more gold paint? Do you have enough gold paint?
I mean, I could probably use some more.
Okay,
Is
we're going to
that-
send Cora out to get you gold paint. Because it's very important that it's gold and looks beautiful for Miss Appleyard. I don't want to
Okay.
disappoint her.
Sure. I mean, how much gold are we talking? Is the whole beetle supposed to be gold?
Oh, you'll need to ask Ted. Where is Ted?
Who are you asking?
I'm
I'm assuming I heard my name and just went over.
He's asking everyone. He's like, where is Ted? Have you seen Ted? Where is Ted this morning? Wait, have you read... Cora, have you read the pages?
I took a look.
Is the Beetle Woman all gold? How gold is she? Louise needs to know. We need to know how much gold we need for this picture. Because Miss Appleyard wants this, and Miss Appleyard liked the sound of it.
She's fairly well embellished. I would say not all gold, but definitely an abundance of gold.
But like the gold adornment's not like a scarab.
Philip?
Louise, I think Cora, if you get the impression, she's like a beetle, like a humanoid beetle, you know. So like proportions of a humanoid, but the body is covered in sort of stuff like that. But maybe the face has some. Honestly, like the blue beetle look is the Jaime Reyes blue beetle is probably not a bad reference.
Blue beetle, Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs is a better reference, but with an open face. That's But maybe gold. It's kind of, and like what she is beyond that is up to you. But no roles are required for you guys to understand that Mr. Bliss is like freaked out about this.
Sure. Yeah, no, it'll be great. It'll be hunky dory.
She's a very wealthy beetle lady, so as long as she looks extravagant and beautiful and powerful too, I think she's got it. I think she'll do a great job at it. And I'll run and get more paint.
That's good, yes, but also make sure that whenever Ted finally gets in, whenever Ted gets in, I want you to have Ted talk to Louise and make sure that she is sort of bringing things to. If I just
Sure.
want to make sure Miss Appleyard is happy with this.
Of
Sure,
course.
sure. The beetle will be perfect. Stop bugging me.
Do either of you have a score of 70 in listen? And if not, would you like to? Did anyone like to make their score of listen have a 70 or higher with points?
How many points do I have left?
You have
Or-
170 points left and you have all 200 left, Louise.
No, Louise's listen is only at 50.
Yeah. Actually, I know neither of you have it, so really this is a question of would anyone like to?
I would like it.
Cora. It
I
makes
want
sense.
Cora to be very perceptive.
Cora should
I-
have a 70 in listen.
I feel like my look should be 70.
Oh, your look should be 70. That, let us not even doubt that for a moment. So, we will make your look 70 and deduct you a few points.
Deduct my talent points.
Deduct your talent pool. For those joining us, this is some spreadsheeting on the fly. But Cora, with your 70 listen, you do hear George grumbling about like him saying like we need to talk to Ted. It's very important Ted gets here. George is kind of just over at his desk, kind of writing stuff longhand, just going like, not even. Story's better than that. I should be on the cover anyway. Just kind of a grumble, kind of a thing. No one else hears that, Cora. Only you.
Okay, I'll go grab my purse and I will head out, but I would like to keep an eye out for Ted.
Understood. You want to keep an eye out for Ted. I love
Yeah.
it. Give me a luck roll, Cora. Cora?
I'm not good at these. No, 63.
What's your luck?
It's oh, I'm thinking of another character.
This one's
I forget
luck is a little better.
70.
Okay.
It was a regular success.
A regular success. Well, with a regular success, we will say that as you get downstairs, as you kind of are coming out through the thing, a rather fancy tinted window town car pulls up at the curb. Ted gets out of it wearing the same clothes he was wearing yesterday. The back seat.
Interesting.
Kind of as he sort of gets out, he's kind of just pulling his stuff out. He kind of looks at you as you're walking out. He is unshaven, but still a bit of the edge of his black eye. But that's healing up nice because movies. But he's as he sort of steps out, he does see you, and says, kind of closes the door of the car and says, "Morning, Cora."
Hi, Ted. Have fun at the game last night?
Yeah, it wasn't a bad one.
That's great. And I know you might be a couple minutes late so far, but I was wondering if you could escort me down to the shop. I've got to get some paint for Luis, and I've got a couple things I need to talk to you about.
Sure.
And she'll just like take his arm, not just in a like
That's fine. Yep.
normal way, not in a suggestive way. So I did want to let you know that I did see George poking around, possibly in your desk. So when you go up, and she'll say this in a low voice, you should probably check to make sure that nothing's missing or anything.
George?
Yeah, George. He, you know him.
Yeah.
Very
I
the
know.
road kind of guy.
Yeah, he was. You think he was snooping around my desk?
I mean, I didn't see it directly, but I just, sometimes you get your intuition going, and I saw him kind of lurking about, and I just think that you should check your stuff
Huh. Fair
when you
enough.
get back.
Fair enough. All right. Take a look. There's not much in. Oh.
What?
Huh. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be okay. You do get the sense that he realizes there might be something in his desk that somebody might find that's of note. In any case, if you and Ted go into the art store, Ted can also, tell you. Would they tell him to put his cigarette out when he goes into an art store in the 40s? I don't know. Probably not, right?
I don't think so.
It's really that flammable. Yeah, it's fine.
No, I don't think anyone got told.
Turpentine.
Yeah,
I think they smoked in the maternity ward in the 40s.
Yeah.
There's a few places they knew you couldn't smoke, like sewage treatment plants. You still couldn't smoke there. They would realize, guys, this is real flammable in here. Anyway, enough about sewage treatment plants. The point is, Cora and...
Yeah, but they also dipped their paintbrushes in radium and licked them.
True.
God, it was so cool to be alive back then. You're such a badass. It's like, guys, you're so cool. And you could
What was Ted saying to Cora, Philip?
and you could just and if you didn't like your family, you could just leave. And they could never track you down. Ah, it's so cool. His wife and these screaming kids. You're just I'm just going to go to California without him. Ah, it's great. I'm sorry. What did Ted say to Cora? Oh, Ted will give Cora some advice on, gold paint and all that sort of stuff. Are you going to ask him any other questions, or that you're only asking about the George stuff?
No, she doesn't want to get involved. But also she'll let him know that Mr. Bliss is really concerned about the beetle, and if he could give Louise a little more guidance as to what she looks like exactly, that would be great. Not that Louise wouldn't do a great job on her own, but
Because of what Appleyard wants?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, brother. All right.
And Mr. Bliss seems to think that you know exactly what what's her name again?
Appleyard?
Miss Appleyard wants.
Do you say that?
Yeah, but she doesn't. She's not saying it in that way.
I don't know. She still said it, though. Ted will kind of pause and go, oh.
Oh, no, I mean, in your mind's eye, when it comes to the story. Because she liked the beetle lady,
Got it.
And Cora will pay with I'm assuming they gave her money.
Yeah, you can use some petty cash. That's fine. You definitely get the feeling that Ted is sighing in a way of just ugh, why is life complicated? In any case, you guys soon return upstairs. You can give Alice some gold. Ted will sort of come over he'll come straight, not Alice, to Louise. Mr. Bliss kind of says, Ted, good, where have you been? I need you to get, and he goes, I heard, and he kind of walks over to Louise and kind of he can tell you about, I don't know, I mean, your painting's better than my words, I'm sure, so just, she's a beetle lady, I don't know, however you want to do it. Make sure she's pretty, but gold, I guess. I was picturing them, have a face, she has antennas, that's a big part of the story. Or just paint whatever you want. You're just trying to sell stuff. It's all good. Your work's great. It's fine. Cigarette? Okay. Any other questions?
No, I guess that's fine.
What's wrong? You seem...
Just weird vibe in the office today, or weird... They say. It wouldn't say vibe.
Weird atmosphere.
We had ozone in the office today. It's sneaking in. Yeah. So we had mustard gas bomb in this office today.
Just got some of the heebie-jeebies. That's all. Just a little.
He kind of, you notice him.
Jitterbugs.
You notice he looks over at George, who's looking at him, and then George looks down and he goes, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about."
Right?
Yeah.
It's just a little off.
You know what? Oh, Liv won't get this joke. He kind of goes, yeah, something is a little fishy. That's because Liv, last week, Miss Appleyard insisted on...
Italian fish.
Well, first she insisted on Italian food from a Chinese restaurant, but Cora, moved that, and she says, yes, I want Italian food, I want grilled whitefish.
With no seasonings.
With no seasonings. So basically, the office had so she and Mr. Bliss had fish, so the office smells very fishy still, a little bit, but not intensely. But Ted will say, all right, well, sounds, yeah, Liv, go ahead, insert comments.
Yeah, just gonna say there's other stuff you could eat that would smell fishy.
Meanwhile, Cora's going around, trying to air out the fish smell.
Keep the windows
I'm not
closed.
sorry at all.
Keep the
That's
windows
why.
closed. Let's just sit in this. We want this.
Let it marinate.
Yeah, let it soak in the memory.
Not Friday. Oh.
It's daytime. I don't know. In any case, Ted goes over to his desk after having heard everything that Louise and sort of Cora were saying. Cora, you have a pretty good read person, and Louise, you now, I think, or Louise, yours is decent as well, your read person?
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes over to the, to his desk and, opens a couple of drawers. Doesn't take anything out, but then closes one. And actually, both. I know you've already done it. It's not as fun to roll stuff you've done before, but so is the game. Give me another read person roll, both of yous. Both of yous.
Wait, did I
Both of
already do read person? I
You may
didn't.
not have done one yet.
Can I add 15?
Sure. You know
Philip,
what? What do we got?
guess what I rolled?
A 13.
Please say that you rolled a 100. A
I
13?
rolled a 13. Wrong game.
Sadly, no effect. All right, so you're doing 70 there. Love it.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I feel like you are using your points for Cora way faster than you did for Corinna.
I feel like I know her a little better, and I don't know why.
I love it. It's great. All right, so go ahead and make your roll for read.
It is a
person.
59, which is now a regular success, so
Regular
thank goodness.
success. Oh yeah, that actually changed it. That would have been a failure. So with your looking around and kind of getting the vibe of this guy based on his body language, you do have the impression that something is missing from his desk. But in any case, as he sort of just shakes his head and closes the thing, he casts a look over at George, but he's just moving some papers around.
I don't have a sense of what is missing from Ted's desk.
No. Neither of you know what it is, but you do suspect something was taken. That his body language, he's not doing a huge thing of it, but his body language was, he didn't look relieved, he looked okay.
Oh, so Ted is aware something is missing. That's what we're reading.
Yes,
Okay.
and yes, I guess I should be like,
Sorry.
Louise doesn't know that Ted's been warned by Cora that something might be missing. But you can tell that he had a look on his face of like whatever. Because yeah, a 13 for you, that's a very it's a higher
She
thing.
could surmise that Cora, if she'd run into him, she would have told him, because they're the two she talks to the most, right? I mean,
I would say, given everything, yes, Louise, you could be surmising that maybe Cora gave him like a heads up. So, in any case, both of you get the impression that George has taken something from your guy. Ted, I'm calling him your guy. It's fine. He's
he's okay.
Is something amiss?
always. Let's get into it here. He starts typing.
Louise will go back to her desk, kind of a little off, trying to focus on her painting. Does this
Exactly.
affect her ability to draw?
No, I don't think this would affect it in a huge way. But Louise, why don't you go ahead and give me, and you do have a standing bonus on this. Give me a I'll actually. You'll have to make 2 rolls for various things. We won't necessarily make them both times. Compose create is your like, ooh, what the scene's gonna look like. Arts and crafts will be your actual painting of it. Which one would you like to sort of do first? Are you just throwing paint on and seeing what comes, and then you'll kind of figure out your composition as it goes? You figure out your sort of stuff, or are you gonna like thumbnail it out and then paint?
Where's compose create?
Compose create is
Oh.
under will, and arts and crafts is under
I see.
coordination.
No, I think I would be more methodical. So
Methodical. So give me a compose create, and you do have, and you get bonuses on both of these. Bonuses on both of these. Hey.
Wow. Great slant rhyme, Philip.
Well, I would have succeeded either way, but hard success with a 23.
A hard success of 23. Great. So Ted's guidance, though it's all kind of in a weird headspace, Ted's guidance is very helpful. and you soon, and also I think you're beginning to understand that Ted knows and Mr. Bliss doesn't, and maybe Miss Appleyard does and maybe she doesn't, but the point is this beetle's supposed to be like fantasy science Miss Appleyard. So you can begin to kind of like bring in some influences from her and kind of her fanciness from last week. So as you begin sort of putting the picture together, it's looking very good. Like, you're like, it's all, you're kind of like, you know what? This could get me back in the groove. Maybe later I could do the Corinna Alice painting that I was, that I had to give up on the other day.
Yeah.
So as you sort of dive into that, Cora, is there anything you'd like to do?
She doesn't want to interrupt Ted while he's writing, but she will look over to she'll just look at Ted just to try to like figure out what's going on.
Ted's like no longer like looking, like Ted's kind of like, he's thumbing through a book, you think in kind of more of like a research way, he's like, oh, okay, that's a thing. He's jotting down a couple little notes, but he hasn't started writing yet.
Well, in that case, she'll go over and say, if you need help looking for something, I make my rounds very often around the office.
I am missing an envelope.
Any specific color?
No, it's just white, but it's got my name in it's got my name in it. It's got a note in it. It's on that. Actually, maybe the envelope. We'll say maybe the envelope is specific. It's from like Mr. Allman's office. Those envelopes they use up there.
Right. Yeah.
It's one of those.
I'll keep an eye out. Was it open or closed?
It was open.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
thanks.
keep an eye out.
Cool. So
And
he'll just go in. So I understand that we've now spent a lot of time in the modern day thing. So now we're going to do a very brief check-in. Or should today be an all modern day episode? I'm going to ask my players that. Do you want to check in with Alice and Corinna for a brief time? Or is this an all modern day installment?
Or solve the mystery of
Yeah.
the envelope.
What's your opinion?
I'm down for either.
Yeah, I'm down for either. We could have a good old-fashioned cliffhanger if we check in with the others.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should roll dice.
I
We let the
love
dice
this.
decide.
Lauren, please
What?
roll a d13. Evens, hold on, here's what it is. Evens, we stay here. Odds, we go to the other. 13, something else.
Oh no. 10.
Evens, I guess we're done. So you guys can remove Corinna and Alice from your names today. Boy, what a sedate, kind of like restrained RPG we're playing. That's literally just people working in an office.
What are we doing? It's the Sims of RPG.
Oh.
Three.
Of RPG.
All
Okay,
right.
so there's that that happened. So Corinna's gonna grab a cup of coffee and go over and stand like maybe oddly close to Luis while she's painting, like not wanting to say something. So she'll just like stand there and look at the painting.
Is everything okay?
And she's speaking very low so nobody can. Would people hear if she like
No, I will say that because you're women, men don't listen to you. I'm sorry to always bring these things up, but I mean it's just like we kind of gotta be time
Science.
appropriate.
Yeah, no, it's true.
They just assume you're talking about lady stuff and they don't want any part of that.
True.
Really, they just wish you'd stay home on those days.
So she'll lean down as if she's like inspecting the painting, like looking at the details, and she'll say, well, how I mentioned that you might want to lock your drawers. It seems like something's missing from Ted's desk, an envelope, one from the big man, So
Interesting.
yeah, so I'm thinking maybe
In it?
and she'll like point at something just like arbitrarily to pretend like she's looking at the painting. I'm
Tell you what,
thinking
Cora.
that
Since you're doing it and it's fun, I would love for you to do. You can do either deceive or perform.
Okay. I'll do deceive.
Okay. Are gonna put any points in?
I'll leave it.
Leave it. Love
No.
it. All right. Roll it.
She's an honest girl.
Yeah.
34 again, and that was on different dice.
34. So you succeed. So basically, what
Regular
you do. So basically, what I'm now saying is, between you being women who no one's listening to, you are now so convincingly with body language. Please say anything you want. No one's going to overhear it.
Okay. Great.
So as you're just like pointing and like leaning in, yeah, no one's overhearing it.
So what I'm thinking is we might be able to maybe return the favor for George. Maybe look through his desk just to see what he's got, or maybe in his briefcase. But I don't know.
Well, do we know? Sorry, did he specify what shape envelope? Small, big?
Oh, just a regular one.
If she says it's what from like the top office, you'll have seen those. They're
Okay.
a distinctive shape just for the ease of this.
Are they like the sort of things our paychecks come in?
No, they're a you know what, actually you asked if it was a specific color. That's way easier. Let's retroactively say that the envelopes from upstairs are roll me a D8, Lauren.
2.
2. They're orange. I just do Roy G. Biven at the end. That's where I include all the weird things. So you know the orange envelopes, Louise. You know exactly what those look like.
Oh, okay. Oh, the orange one.
Yeah.
Right. So, just something to think about for today. Keep your eye out, and maybe if there's any opportunities. And of course, I don't want to cause any trouble or a ruckus, but
One
I
of
don't
us distract him, and then the other can go give it a check. I mean, won't others notice though? We gotta make sure no one's.
what? So, this is they're all pretty much typical men, right?
Yeah. I mean, some may eventually be other PC characters, and we're just not identifying them. But yeah, sure, they're
Okay,
typical
but
men.
George is just a standard.
With a 51,
Guy from
George
the
is
40s.
very, very typical man.
Well, how busy is the office right now?
Make a luck roll.
Oh gosh.
You want it to be real busy, right? Is that correct?
Or
do you want it to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because busy means you can do
Yeah.
shenanigans. Absolutely.
Nope, 73.
Louise, I'm gonna let you also make a luck roll because you're also trying to do this. Louise's luck, I think, is 70.
Ooh, yeah, but Louise.
Oh, Louise. Oh wait, Louise hasn't rolled luck. I'm so sorry. So Liv, roll 3d6.
Hey, okay, never mind. Ignore that. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 4, and 4.
So 11. So your luck is 55.
Okay.
Make a luck roll.
Doesn't count. 29.
Nice.
29, a normal success. So, it is, we'll say that on sort of like, because it's kind of like a one success, one not success, we'll say that there are intermittent periods of busyness. Like there's kind of some lulls, but then suddenly like Cora, like a couple phones will ring and some deliveries will come on and the guys will start whatever. And, Ted is kind of like, Ted's like, I don't know, Ted's like, he's trying to write, but like one of the other guys is talking about a dog race and he's kind of like just having to, like he hasn't really started writing. That's why there's no story today, because Ted's just talking about a dog race to one of his coworkers. Is it a dog race? Is there something funnier than a dog race? I mean, nothing's funny about dog racing. It's horrific, but I don't know. It feels at the time.
I don't know.
Got one.
That
All right, it's fine.
seems right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I it's fairly easy to distract the men around here. I could just spill some coffee and bend over to clean it up.
Wow.
Louise just gonna sigh. In both.
Simple
Yeah.
things for simple minds.
Yeah, that sounds about right for. Yeah.
Sometimes you play to your strengths, sometimes you play to their weakness. So, and she'll grab her cup of coffee and say, I can distract him.
Sure, and I'll go rummage through his stuff while you do that, and make sure to play up the helplessness. You know they love that.
Oh, of course, they all think I'm stupid anyway. But she will laugh knowingly.
All right. So, Corinna, you're going to go and spill some coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the plan? How are you doing this?
She's probably going to do it very like close enough to George's desk that it would be like in his way, and maybe I'm trying to think like that.
Further away from his desk. That way.
Well,
away, and everyone else. You want to take attention away from.
Yeah. But also, I might want him to have to get up from his desk too.
Yeah, she's trying to.
Wait, let me think about.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man, guys, this is like you have to put as much into this as like a D&D heist.
I know.
What's the layout of the office? Like, where's George's desk in relation to other people?
George's desk is kind of where the other writers' desks are. Louise, you are off more on your own. But we'll say just for the fun of a heist to work, yeah, George's desk is certainly located in a place where, you know, you could summon him and only him away from his desk. You know, he's on a corner. Is it what?
Okay. Okay.
No, what are you gonna ask? Because it can be that too.
No, because if I isolated him and said, "Oh my gosh, can you get me some paper towels?" would he be the logical person to ask that?
There are places where you could spill it where he would absolutely be the person. Yeah.
Okay, that is what I will attempt to do. Did they have paper towels back in the 40s?
Literally just Googling that.
I don't think so.
I bet they were invented them, but I bet they were not. Yeah, it would still have been really cloth towels.
Okay.
They were invented by that time, but they had not been popularized. It seems like the.
Well,
actually, maybe people would have
they
been.
look like they've been around for a while.
They were around. I do think though that like paper towels feels to me like something that would have become more and more popular in the 50s as convenience became important.
Oh, that's true. And they just threw trash everywhere.
Yeah, just like they would just like no, like we can't afford these paper towels. Just rinse out the towel you have and keep using it. Yeah. So, all right.
My grandma did that for paper towels.
Yeah. Would rinse paper towels. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Reuse paper. Yeah, for sure. All right. So, Cora, your plan is to you've changed your name only to Corinna, not only to Cora, by the way.
I messed up.
So as you decide to sort of get your coffee, you're going to spill it, ask him for help with the towel. Is your plan to use your feminine wiles? Is that a part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Lauren's like, what? Me? Use my feminine? What? That's so crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. Dry shampoo. As you're going to head over there, you can. I think this probably would be a perform, but it also could be a charm persuade. I would actually allow that.
Can I add 20 to charm and persuade?
You may absolutely add 20 to charm persuade, and you gotta give.
I feel like she's charming.
I absolutely think Cora's charming. I love it. All right, so you are now maxed out in charm persuade, unless you want to start playing double points. Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it with a.
My assing. Just
roll for
regular
roll for
success.
Ass. Regular success.
Yeah.
So basically, Cora, you do a good job of like you spill the drink, you sort of bend over, you kind of do it in such a way where like when he looks up, it is like shapely female figure. They always talked about figures back then. Anyway, the point is he's like, oh, and if you ask him for help, you have succeeded in getting him up.
Okay.
From his desk. So, Louise, you do see your opening. So he kind of heads over and he grabs some towels and he's just like, what? Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Cora, he hands you some towels.
So can I
Thank
investigate
you so much.
or look? I guess we investigate more.
We'll do an investigate. Yeah, that sounds good. Go ahead, Cora.
Oh, what's the...
I'm assuming he's trying to help me up too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
or would it be a sneak?
We might need a sneak. Hold on, let me see. Cora's doing one more thing, so this may give you even
so
more time.
as he helps her up, she'll like pretend to like twist her ankle and like go back down to the floor and just say, "Oh my gosh, I'm just so clumsy," you know?
So this is you trying to keep him down. I do feel like that might need another roll. Is there a different
That's
skill
fine.
you'd want to use for that?
I guess that would have to be perform.
Yeah, give a perform on that. Try a perform. You know, you can buy. You have 10 power. Whoop, she got it. Never mind. Great.
That was a 15.
15. Perfect. Well, then that's a hard success for you.
Yes.
So basically, you can click your performance skill. So basically, yes. So Louise, I'm gonna say because of this, you don't need to sneak. Cora has attracted so much attention that you can just without making a roll, you could just normally walk over there and just real casually, just quickly investigate everything there. So yeah, you may make an investigation roll, Louise. And if you'd like to add some points to investigate before doing so, you may. You only have 45.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
So you could add 30 to get it to a 75 and be incredible, or you could add, 10 to just be a little better than average.
We'll do like 15.
15, I like it.
To get to 60. Okay.
All right, so yeah. Make the roll.
48. Thank God I did.
A 48.
No.
You look around. What you find with a normal success, you're kind of, since you're having to go quick, she's distracted, but you also don't want anyone else to see you. You kind of just look around. You're even like you're moving around as if you're like, oh, can I find it? You're sort of playing into the general tumult. The thing that you find that is notable, it is in one of the sort of lower drawers. Is a crumpled up note in what you recognize as George's hand that is to Mr. Ullman that begins with like, you've got you really, where do you think you get off? Like Mr. Like it's a real angry screed that he's written to Ullman, and it's not even Mr. Ullman, it's Ullman. Like, where do you think you get off doing this? So that is the thing that you could even pocket if you wanted to, Louise. You could kind of like, zibbity-boobity-boop. If you wanted to sort of hang on to that, or you could just leave it there and remember it. But you don't see I'll say you do not see the envelope in question. I'm going to let you make a look roll after this, though. But do you want to try to keep this thing? You'd have to make a roll for that, or do you just want to move on?
Letter?
The letter. The note, the abandoned note he wrote.
Is there any... I wonder... Is that a thing that you could do then? Right?
Oh, to do like a rubbing?
Mm-hmm.
Make a luck roll.
I think I need like blank paper.
You would need a lot of stuff, and also since it's crumpled up, that would make it sort of hard. You need blank paper and like you could easily make a rubbing of it over at your station, but like to do it real fast, that would be, you'd need everything here on hand. And
36.
30. Is that a normal luck?
That's normal.
A normal luck means you just don't have you have a couple pieces so you could do it, but to do it fast, like you just don't quite have the ability to do that.
Are there any like keywords that I could quickly like write down?
Ooh, that's fun. Or just, I'll even
or a key phrase or something. That way I can make sure I have it.
Make an analyze roll. I'll let you. This will just be you, like, kind of like back in olden times, because we didn't have phones to remind ourselves. Our brains were sharper.
38.
38 is a success in analyze. Great. So yeah, you catch a few keywords. You think that if you in the next 10 minutes are able to write this stuff down, you'll it's in your buffering RAM. Okay. So
then I'll do a look for the envelope.
But do a look for me, yeah. And you.
That is a 5.
A 5. If you you have two options here. You can keep your extreme success, which is very good and honestly plenty good, and you get to check the box. Or if you spent 2 luck, you could unclick your box, but you'd have a vital success.
Oh no, what do I want to do?
And this is one of those things where this is like evil DM stuff, because you might have it with the extreme. Do you need
But
the
Philip is evil.
But I'm evil. I will no matter what, I'll tell you what level of success you needed. It's a question of...
We do roll for luck at the end as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not like I managed to roll under like a 19 or something crazy.
You'd
where the
have
odds
to,
of
you'd have to
being-
roll over a 70 to improve your luck, because it's a higher one.
It's true. Yeah, but my point is, it's likely that I will succeed on a look roll again.
Fair enough. All right. So what do you think?
I'll spend it.
Spend 2 luck. All right, so your luck goes down to 53. You no longer get to click the box. You would have succeeded with an extreme. I'm very sorry.
Jerk. God damn it.
I just wanted you to know how with a 5 you're so close to a vital. But you're going to get extra stuff for a vital. You're actually going to get a big... You will actually be getting a different kind of benefit on this vital that you're about to hear. You look at the desk, and you do not see an orange envelope anywhere in this desk. You are confident of this. And yet, your artist's eyes, so keenly attuned to color balance and color spectrums and sort of like, you know, just composition. You know you're seeing orange, and that's when you see it. That in George's back pocket, peeking out, as he's kind of down, is an orange envelope. And not only that, because of your vital success, almost like a Sherlock Holmes thing in mind, I'm going to give you 1 bonus on any pickpocket attempt to pull it out.
Oh, it was worth it then.
Totally worth it.
You do not get a standing, but you don't get a bonus on all pickpocketing. But I will say, given your artistic coordination and such, and just the fact that you've spotted it so cleanly, and you're going to see an angle by which you could kind of just like very quickly try to pull it out without him noticing.
Yeah. So Luis will kind of gently step away from the desk and tuck a paintbrush behind her ear real quick. Just come over to see if she can. What's going on with the spill?
Oh yeah, I think I twisted my ankle.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let me. She'll just like kind of like bend down next to George to get a look at the ankle and try to slip.
I love it. You know the angle. You know how to do this. Please make your pickpocket roll before you do so. You are going to get a free bonus on this, but would you like to spend any of your talents on pickpocket? Obviously, this is a very situational situation. You know, you may not need pickpocketing most of the time, but it would be very helpful to go. You have a 55 right now.
Okay,
And
I get a 3.
I'll also say you suspect that a success might be good enough for George. A normal success might be good enough. There may be complications. Hard or better, you think no one will notice. Any success, you'll get it, and probably George won't know, or he'll be, you know, whatever. But you may need to roll additional rolls to sort of support that.
If I add 5 to it, I'll add 5.
And add 5, get up to 60. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you have.
Times are hard when you're an artist. Sometimes you gotta.
You know, you still have 160 left even after 5. You could take this thing to 75. You could be like, you know, the crown princess of stealing paintbrushes from the Blick store.
Is that a real thing?
No, I mean, do you? I don't know, but I'm sure art students steal from the Blick store. How could they?
I'll go to 70.
Go to 70. I love it. All right.
Wait, the Blick store?
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Were you asking, is the Blick store real? Yeah, the Blick store. That's where I'd always shop for my art supplies.
Yeah,
in college.
it's a big art supplies chain that's really popular.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were asking about. I thought you were asking if the concept of shoplifting was real, and I was like, well.
It's like, Lauren, do I feel like you're like me, where you would get a little too excited in office supply stores?
You know how many like journals I have and planners?
So that, but for artists. It's that, but for artists.
Okay.
So
I understand now.
So
anyway,
Louise, you get a bonus on this roll. Your target is a 75 or is a 70. If you can get under a 35, you are scot-free. Under a 70 means there might be one more roll required to sort of get away with it.
And what's my bonus? Is it just a re-roll of the
Yeah, the re-roll of the
digit?
yeah, just roll the tens digit twice and use the lower.
Okay. Ooh, that went off the table. Hold on. Okay. Jesus Christ, are
13?
you kidding me? No, I rolled a 4.
Oh, wow, that's real good.
Holy shit. At first I was like 40 and then I realized no, that's the
That's
double
extreme.
0 and the 4. That is a very big success. Okay. Boop.
So basically, Alice, you've just seen where it is. You've seen the angles of everyone else. You go over there, you pluck the perfect, there's like one corner just sitting up and you just slip it out
Up it goes the sleeve.
and up into, into your own sleeve or into your own, you're just, it is so hidden. And Cora, you're still acting like, my ankle hurts, blah, blah, blah. And George is like, do I need to get a doctor or something? What is...
And she'll look over at Luis.
Oh, no worries. I think we've got this thing wrapped up pretty well. And she'll just start like pretending to bandage it with
The towel, the coffee-soaked towel.
yeah. Just like, you know.
Oh, you know what I could use after all this drama is some ice cream at that place that you were telling me about earlier. I think we should go get
right.
some ice cream.
Yeah, with the hand
With the
tricks.
tricks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just a couple of silly Bettys. Just
Oh.
need some
In these silly shoes.
sugar.
Oh, all right. George gets up. Well, if you think you're okay,
Yeah, and she'll actually, like, to make him feel
yeah.
like a man, she'll let him, like, lift her up and just say, "Oh, George, you're such a hero. Thank you so much."
Make another charm roll, because George, up to this point, because of where he is on the spectrum, he seems he seems equally irritated that he has to help you up.
6.
A 6? But oh my god, you guys are rolling like fire. Oh, everyone's gonna die in Blood from a Stone because of this.
I
It's
know.
so
that
good,
makes-
and then it's gonna be Friday. It's gonna be a death.
You're good karma right now.
So basically, he just is like, oh yeah, no, yeah, don't just be careful. You girls go have fun. You've had a scare. You should get some ice cream. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Get some. Yeah, you go get your ice cream. Ted can go get ice cream. Yeah, he's kind of mutters. You're not hearing this probably, but he's just bitter man. But are the two of you going to now just leave and go get ice cream?
Is there a phone downstairs
There
or a
is.
receptionist? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I use what would I do? Talk to the receptionist or use the phone?
Either way, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to call Ted's desk.
Understood. Easily done for you.
Okay,
Easily
I'll
done by you.
ring.
So you go downstairs and then you're calling Ted.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ted picks up and says, and as he picks up, you hear a guy saying, "But I'm telling you, this Greyhound, it was off the charts how fast." And he goes, one minute. Hello?
Hey, it's Cora. Did you want to go get some ice cream? I think you really should. I think you'll really like this place that Luis was telling me about. They do fun tricks for you. I think you should really come join us.
Oh shit! I know we're trying to end now, but oh my god, I have to see when something was popularized. Because when I don't know. Hold on, 1940s. I'm just gonna Google 1940s and see. Yeah, they had it. Suck it. All right, so Ted will say, "Oh, they got you think they got orange sherbet there?"
I have no idea, Ted. Come
Yeah,
on.
can Luis hear the conversation?
Yeah, sure.
Luis is just gonna grab the thing and go. I know it might be pushing the envelope to get ice cream twice in 1 week, but you know.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right down. Thanks. Hey, sorry, man. He kind of hangs up. So, poor Cora. No idea. I had to look up if orange sherbet was popular yet then. In any case, as Ted will head down to join you, that's where we'll pick up next week. For Ted, Cora, and Louise having a little convo at an ice cream place. And maybe we'll even have some space adventure. Or maybe not. Maybe this is just going to become an office simulator for the 1940s.
Why not?
We're gonna do an asbestos episode. Asbestos.
Asbestos is the bestest.
Asbestos, yeah. As worstus. All right, well, thank you, everybody, so much for watching. This was so fun and weird, and I do enjoy this game very much because weird things happen in it. I'll do a real quick sort of rundown of what else we have coming up on the channel on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Please join us for Blood from a Stone. You'll see both of these wonderful performers above me, along with some other wonderful performers who will be around me. On and below me on that game. On Sunday, we'll be back with Here Be Dragons, our dragon game. That's also 7:30 p.m. Pacific. And but I'm skipping
Wait,
one.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow night is Formation Nation at 7:30 p.m. So join us for that. So yeah, we've got Formation Nation tomorrow, Blood from a Stone Friday, Here Be Dragons Sunday, and then a week from today, we're back to see what is in the envelope. Oh, it's so fun. We have gonna have a hard out for 5:30 today, guys, so I'm just gonna go sort of a little quicker here.
Yeah, sorry everybody.
It's a work day. It's fine. You can go to our Discord to follow us. You can go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to our wiki to see all the cool stuff that Sophia and also Gallon Rims have been putting on the wiki. Please follow The Rose Explodes and Olivium for all of their cool stuff. We will see you all next time. Until then, to be continued. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.